Left, your left, hey. Left, right, your left. You got it.
Thank you for joining in today with Andrea Eichmann and Mark Peterson of the People's Patriot Project for this week's WeP3 Debrief. Find out what our crew has been working on to help support those who have given some and all to the pursuit of liberty and freedoms across Minnesota and the United States. Watch, listen, and support as we create the beacon of hope and opportunity in today's society that needs its heroes. Are you a veteran, first responder, or a patriot looking for a place to put your skill set, your thoughts, and or want to help continue the mission? You have come to the right place. We are the People's Patriot Project, and we want to be the shock and awe when it comes to meeting the needs of our veterans and first responders. We are dealing with a new enemy in today's world where the wounds are not always seen. We want to be part of this mission in saving lives and making a difference. Welcome to the WeP3 Debrief. Here's Andrea and Mark letting you know the mission. And as always, Patriot Pride.
Oh my gosh, I think I'm still dancing from the music. I love our music.
That is pretty cool.
Oh my gosh, Josh.
For that, yeah. Good old Josh coming to see us again.
Nice. I hope you've been doing well, staying warm, enjoying the snow if you can, because hopefully you won't see it again for a while, right?
How big do you think the snowman is he made?
Oh, I bet he made a big snowman. I saw a video, a meme video, right? And on that meme video, it something about like Texas, everything's bigger in Texas, right? So they were building a snowman with some heavy equipment.
With a tractor. I saw it, yeah.
Did you see that? And it was a big old snowman. Oh, Josh, you got to get out and make one, dude. Or maybe the snow, maybe you got rain in the snow. Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. I just hope everyone's doing okay down there. We get a lot of Minnesota prayers for Texas these days because we know, and we're prepared, right? And so you guys hang on tight. It'll go away. What do you got, Peterson? You look like you're working on stuff.
I'm not working on anything. I'm waiting for you to follow the script.
Oh, crap. Well, so here's the thing. All right, we'll go back to the script. Fine. It is Red Friday, you guys. I should start at the beginning, right? Josh. Okay, Josh, I got to focus now. I'm sorry that this. All right. Yeah, Red Friday, you guys. Red Friday, every Friday. In fact, every once in a while, we started like a throw your Red Friday picture in. And school started. Can I just blame on school started in September? And here we are. But we don't forget. We wear our red on Fridays. We remember everybody deployed, and we have made that, one of the biggest pieces of what we do every week. So join us in that one, you guys. Show your support. Everyone deployed. Nobody deserves to be forgotten. I'm learning more and more about this deployment stuff, and God bless you. God bless all of you. We're here on Fridays. We try to be here every Friday on time at 3:30. And we just want to let you know the things we've been up to the past few weeks, as well as share out what we have coming up and what others are doing to share the cause and help the cause. All right.
And for those who don't know, I'm Mark Peterson with the People's Patriot Project. And I just noticed our names aren't up there. Did you just notice that?
I did notice it. Where'd they go? I typed mine in. So I'm Andrea Eichmann with the People's Patriot Project. Here we are, Friday afternoon.
So one of the things that we get done on a weekly is we always have, we're almost at a year right now. 52 straight episodes. I think we missed like week 3, something like that. But there was a transition in there, but we doubled up a couple of weeks. And so this last Sunday, we got your 6 at 6 Patriot Playtime. We had such an amazing show, and Lori Moore is on watching right now too. So she was one of our guests, and all of a sudden I just got chill bumps just because the story, the mission, where we're going, what we're going to do. There's just not enough out there to catch our first responders, and clearly there's not enough out there to catch our veterans as well. And Lori has committed to be part of that process and work forward, and she's in that situation. We have been celebrating our unsung heroes, and that's the support and families of our first responders, those that are sitting there when the pager goes off and the first responder goes away, and or if they're full-time firefighters and law enforcement officers and EMTs and corrections and dispatch, all those. There's an emotional drain, not on everyone, but you know what? There's 600 million first responder calls a year, and there's just not enough people to cover all the calls. And they're doing multiple calls per day, and it weighs on them. It does. Life's life, and they're dealing with the true traumas of life. And we need to do a better job of making sure they're supported in those moments where they just might have a moment. And so it was great having Lori on. What an emotional, needed conversation. And so we thank Lori, and we thank her husband, Chris, for serving as a firefighter. And point blank came up and said this last week was a rough week. And you know what? When you're sitting in that situation, when you don't know what the resolve is and what's going to make you feel better at the moment. And it may not be right there instantly. And so, again, working on the answers for that.
Yeah, and then we had our musical guest. I know I got this one because his name is Jesus Daniel Hernandez, otherwise known or also known as the walking tenor. Mark struggles with anything outside of Cody, Wyoming, 2 syllables.
Outside of hillbilly, if it's not straight up hillbilly talk, I struggle with it. So
he's fine. You're fine. We got this. So Jesus came on, and okay. First of all, you guys, he was in this room that it looked like a wine cellar. So there's bricks all around him. It was kind of classy and distinguished looking, and smoking a cigar. And he's a good looking guy, right? And he's got his hair all fixed. And we know he's going to perform for us. He's going to play and sing. And it just, the background, I was like, wow, this is like an Al Capone kind of setting. Like we're doing.
Yeah.
He looked awesome. So then he got on his guitar, and I don't remember the name of the song right now, but he sang in Italian. And so it's one of his childhood songs. And he would have gotten it in Spanish version. His mother sang it to him. He sang it in in Italian. And his voice, you guys, is smooth and calming. And then he hit those high notes, the high for a tenor, right? But he just hit those notes. And it was, I'm not a highly musical, I don't even know if my taste is great or if I recognize things, but that was amazing. That was amazing. And he did another song. And then we ended with, What a Wonderful Life, Wonderful World. It's a wonderful
What a wonderful world. What a beautiful world, as I said it like 6 times. So that's.
I have Mark Peterson disease right now. Boom. And we finished with this video. Where again, and he's a veteran. He had stories to tell. He also brings a fresh perspective of. So I was just reading last week's write-up, and this guy wants to look at what were the positives and how can we use those positives to keep moving forward. We don't do anything good for ourselves if we focus on the negative and we go back. Or do we need to focus on negative? Yeah, in order to get through it. But then we look for all those positive things and we stay on the positive sides of things. And so his message was amazing. His music was amazing. He fit in with Lori in there, and I enjoyed it. It was a great show.
I honestly have never heard anything so appealing to my ear as his voice. I mean, let's face it, I'm from Cody, Wyoming, and you know what? We don't get a lot of opera singers in that area. And I say I'm from Cody, Wyoming. I've lived longer in Minnesota than I have in Cody, but I'm calling that my hometown, so we'll get over that. It was absolutely astounding. And if you haven't had the chance to look him up, the walking tenor, Jesus Daniel Hernandez, and you won't be disappointed, I promise you. We got a couple of people shouting in. We got Trey Ryder listening in. Was on his podcast just recently and was actually released this last week. Some Andrea's mom was busting up on us because it was like a 6 a.m. release, and she's like, "Why are you guys doing that at 6 a.m.?" I'm like, "No, it's already been done. It's already been done. I'm already in my classroom at 6 a.m. Come on." And then we got Mr. Brian Gibson shouting out. He is with the Die Hard Project Die Hard. And so great to see you guys here. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for all the amazing, great support. Currently, we have a fundraiser going on. We need to do better at this. And I don't know the solution. I don't think there's a problem with people. We have amazing support people out there. I'm just going to say that. But we have three things going on right now. But we're focusing on one. We've got a veteran that's in significant need because of just life has piled some stuff up on him. I want to let you know we do scrutinize pretty strongly the veterans that we do help, and we also don't want to create that buffer or too big of a hurdle for them so that they are afraid to reach out or can't reach out. But this veteran didn't even reach out, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. And we were looking at it through a lens, and there is some significant need. And we are concerned for the family. Both parents are veterans, 2 young children and one on the way, and just the dynamics of it. They're going without insurance right now. There was a change because of the COVID generation. What are we calling this thing? Because of it, there was a job release and a job transfer and a job this and they're having to bring this new child into the world without insurance. And so I'll be honest with you, they didn't ask. And but I do think it's our place to get involved. I don't think it's a hard ask. We have a goal and we set a number, and we're trying not to necessarily tell the family what we're doing, and we know the family watches us a lot, so we're trying not to be out there, but we're not there yet. We've had some amazing gifts recently from amazing people. We thank you. We do have a goal, and we're going to figure out a better way that we can share the goals that we have. We've got another veteran right now who is under 30, who has esophageal cancer. and we're trying to fix kind of he's done. And sadly, the family came to us and reported that he will probably be ending his mission here sometime in June or July. And they got 2 young ones as well. And his problem is that they basically have taken from his larynx all the way down, and he doesn't get to eat, and was just recently found that the cancer has returned. And the cancer is kind of spurred on from the burn tanks over in the Middle East. And so this family is going to lose their father because of his service. And
father, son, brother.
Yeah. And so we are sitting back just counting the time. When I say family, it's not his nuclear family. In fact, he's not really even putting the information out. This is extended family has said, hey, this is what's happening. And again, we have some goals. The goals of trying to get this family to Disney before. Here's the deal, we had an amazing. I'm all over the place right now. We just recently had a meeting where we brought on an amazing group of people to help us with our Christmas events, and they're like excited. They want to jump in, and they're like, well, we could do a Christmas in July, and that is fabulous, and we love that idea as well. We don't know if we got till July, and if we wait till June, we are stuck. Kind of, if this goes that fast, there will be no quality of sending this family to Disney when he's in his final hours. And so I'm making some calls. We're reaching out into the network. We've got some people that are interested in helping. We're going to move on. I've got someone here to send me notes that are. We got to get the message.
No. Here's what I just wanted to add really quickly so we have a meeting on Tuesday, and we'll be sharing out a lot of information after that meeting once we get all of our ducks in a row. So yes, but then you have a third family as well. And
come this Sunday. We got a little special thing at the end of our broadcast on Sunday. I'm only mentioning this because you had a.
So a young man in, you'll have to help me, Fort
Campbell.
Yeah. Has passed and is leaving behind, very young man, leaving behind a wife and 2 children, and a family very concerned about, I think they don't know what they're at right now, to tell you the truth.
We lost another son is what just happened. And
right.
Heart-wrenching, heartbreaking. It is what it is. And this one hits close to home, to be honest with you.
So we want to make sure, because our motto is to remember is not enough. And so we want to remember this young man, but we want to put his name, what do you say, in stone? We put it in word. We don't let his memory die. And so we will be sharing more on Sunday night on our podcast. We got your 6 at 6. That's 6 o'clock Central Time, 1800 Central Time, right here on StreamYard, running through Facebook. And so we'll have more. We'll have more on that. We would like to do some memorial towards that. And celebrate the family and those who are still with us.
Absolutely. And that's the important piece. And a lot of hurting brothers and sisters out there right now. And we do push that we do memorialize, or we do honor those that are here, so that we can remember those that aren't. And that is a piece that we try really hard to try to support and put out there. So you're on the next big event, Miss Eichmann.
The next big event. Right. And so I want to just patch in there really quick. We have another group on Facebook. It's called We Got Your 6 at 6. It's the podcast page, and we want to be tracking things. and making better access by organizing. And so it may not be organized yet, but we're getting there, and everything will be running through there. So we have our People's Patriot Project group. We have our People's Patriot Project page, and we now have a We Got Your 6 at 6. Peterson, is it a group or a page?
It is a page.
It's a page, yes. So no need to join any group. It's a page that will keep you informed, and that's our intent. And hey, the big event, we finally get to go fishing tomorrow. So this group that we've been working on, I know some of you probably would fish no matter what the temperature. However, I'm actually kind of excited to be going out tomorrow because I think it's going to be almost 30. That's funny, you guys down in Texas in that southern area, Louisiana, where our guest, we'll talk about him in a minute, but it'll be almost 30. And that's actually pretty darn nice when you've been living in the negatives for a couple of weeks here. So we're going out to Lake Waconia tomorrow. Dave's been checking that out. You guys know Dave. He's checking that out today. I hear there's some tiny little sunnies. There you go. That's the word of the checkout crew. There will be.
I think that's barbecue.
We're shrimped on the Barbie. We're going out with our group. We had almost 25, you guys, 2 weeks ago, and because of conflicts and rescheduling, I think we got a good solid dozen and maybe a couple more. So we're going out with a little smaller group. But Mr. Goodrich from Fishing for Life, he won't be on that lake, but I have his guide's name. We'll be in touch with the guide. We are meeting on the landing at 11:30. Is that right?
Yep.
Meeting our team and everybody else who's fishing with us on the lake at 11:30 on the landing tomorrow at the Screen Fish House. Yeah, so we're seriously looking forward to that. My whole thing is I don't really mind fishing. If you're drilling the hole, I don't even ice fish anyways. That drilling holes doesn't matter. Drilling the holes, I'm pretty sure someone will put bait on my little hook for me. And I bet if I catch a fish, so I confided in Peterson earlier, I will do anything that allows me to not have to take my mittens off. So I'm also in charge of the camera, which has been my excuse for not being out in the cold for years. And so I will have the camera and the safety of the phone camera. And that's cold. So yeah, we'll be live. We'll be doing a lot of live stuff tomorrow. So keep an eye out on Facebook for our live updates as we go through.
This is a crazy request, but maybe there's someone out there that has one. We've got a good friend that chimes in every once in a while, and he's always talking about his gimbal, and we don't have one. And not that I'm really excited to rush out and buy one either. And that's I'm not. We won't. But if you got one sitting around collecting dust that has no value to you whatsoever, give me a shout out. I mean, we could work out a financial trade
arrangement. Trade.
Yeah, arrangement. That's the word I was going to. Or you know what? If you're just happy with a nonprofit receipt that allows you to write it off, that works for me too, and we can do it for the value of the gimbal. And that's just a weird request out there. If you know anyone that's interested in doing, and she wrote squirrel earlier on the notes, so I'm going to go ahead. This is a filler. I don't know why I put you on two things in a row, so I'm throwing in some filler. If you are or have the knack for graphic design, we need you. If you have some extra time in a week or day and are interested in helping, or have a significant skill set in like social media and would be interested in helping promote an organization that's out to help and save others, we need you. We've gotten to the point where we just can't cover all the bases right now. And so we do have some requests out on Facebook. We'll look at those resumes, but some of them are. I'm looking at them just like.
To be honest, we'll look at them and be in touch with you, and even more so when we figure out how it all works as part of this recruiting and promoting kind of stuff, right? So
absolutely
bits and pieces to that.
There. Now I put some filler in there. Now you can bump into your next one.
All right. So this week on the 21st, we got your 6 at 6 Patriot Playtime, 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time or 1800 Central Standard Time. We are featuring this week special guest Daniel Fielding, Green Beret,
Huge.
author of the Asset Mindset, and he's still busy with some military training. I don't know any details. Can't share details anyway, but I'm just kidding. So we met Daniel. We met our two guests this week, Daniel and Stephen John, and I didn't know what to expect. Daniel was a referral, and we love referrals, and so it's taken a while he's been busy working, and so we finally got to him, and I was like, I don't even remember, you get through so many people, and so you're always kind of nervous. You're like, is there enough? Is there a connection? And yes, his book really focuses on, training your thought process and how you can change your mindset. Now, I had a partner teacher who used this with 7th grade students, honor students, training yourself to be in the mindset for positivity, for success. And that's what Daniel's going to do. He's going to in this book. And I have to admit, I just downloaded it and I will be reading it. But his focus is to become your best elite success. So however you want to use it in your life, it will work. And so I'm super excited. I mean, we have a nonprofit here that we're running. I would like to be at the top of the most elite. I can't wait to say podcast, but we really didn't even mean to do podcasts. But we want our Mark. I'm going to say shock and awe. We want to be the shock and awe of helping. I know, and
that's like your first time.
And did I say it okay? Well,
yep.
Anyway, to support our mission, and to get rid of this suicide stigma and mental health that we need to take care of. But Daniel will be here. He's on board, and I think his book sounds like he's a very smart person as well. And so I'm even doubly impressed that he's a common person like me can understand him. He seems like such a good guy. I can't wait to visit more. And then we had musician Stephen John join us. And can I tell about the last name?
Yeah, I learned something.
I love it because it's Stephen John Simon. And I've been hounding him for probably.
It is not Simon.
I know, for like 2 or more. I've been hounding him for a while because he said yes. So I sometimes throw these little invites out like on Facebook Messenger or he's got a Stephen John music page. And so I throw invites. I'm like, hey, we would love to have you on our podcast. Here's what we do. And he was like, yeah, that sounds great. I'd love to do that. And then I didn't hear from him. And some people just say, yeah. And then they think I'm going to leave him alone. Right. And so I checked back in with them, and he was making manager connections at the time. So he's got a manager. I met with his manager, and she said, yes, let's get him on the show. That'd be awesome. She had the perfect song ideas for him to do. Well, he was Stephen Simon, when I first met him. And that's so wrong, as Peterson learned, because I love this. I love cultural studies. I love the demographics of the United States. He's from Louisiana. And
yeah, Bayou boy.
His family in his hometown are like, why'd you drop your last name? And he's like, because I'm Stephen John Music now. And they're like, why? What? They can't say your last name right. And he did not want to be in the middle of that. But it's Simone. His last name is Simone. And I said French. He said, yeah, French. And people were not pronouncing it right because up here in Minnesota, we would have said Simon because it looks like Simon. And had I a little French background, I might have known better, but guilty. So I know he's Stephen John Simone, and he goes
Simone.
with
Go in.
Stop
Simone.
it. You stop it. So Stephen John Music is what we go. You guys can check out his music. He's going to we're going to start out with okay, help me, Peterson.
Yep. Should have been me.
Should have been me. Yes, we're going to start out with, I saw him do that song live on Facebook, and Chilling and Touching. And I don't know, he's a great guy. He is a great guy. We had an awesome visit. He's got amazing ideas. He loves his country. He loves people in his country. And he actually shares the passion of raising awareness as well. I know he's got a story to tell. I'll let him tell it if he wants to tell it. But I know that raising awareness for the mental health and to get rid of suicidal thoughts in not just our military, but our first responders as well. And that was all part of our good conversation on Tuesday night. Stephen John Simone. Look for him. He's on Facebook. He's got music on Spotify and all the other good spots. Our podcast, so our live show leaves Sunday night. It stays on Facebook as our live show, but then it gets formatted as a podcast, and it goes to Heroes Media Group with our, can't say buddy, our friend, Mr. Adam Bird, who I saw this morning, by the way.
He's on our board.
He's my buddy. We appreciate him. We love him. He's a brother. We put him on our board because he's a smart guy. We like to ask him questions a lot. And he's well balanced, I think, like that as well. So Heroes Media Group. And then if you look under Veterans Unite podcast, we're still there with Shad Turner, our friend and pal and buddy, who's not on our board, but he's got a large piece of a directorship. So
and we want to do a shout out for him real quick because he's one of the many people that are struggling down in Texas right now. He says he's safe and he's got his stuff put together, but I know there was a little hardship this week, and our heart goes out to you guys, all of Texas, but especially our closest. I mean, it's just the way it is. We got to take care of our own. So
we got you.
Shad Turner, yep.
Absolutely. I put a post this morning. I have a dear friend in the Houston area, Kimberly. I don't know if she watches. She might be. Kimberly put a post out. She had shared it from another place, but it talked about the strength of the Texans, and God bless you all because you are strong. This is not your world. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know what to say, but I loved what it was. So I admitted to sharing, borrowing, stealing. I don't know, but she borrowed it as well. And so that was just me being supportive of all of you down there. You're awesome. Keep being awesome.
There was a weird one for me, and rake me over. That's fine. I'm good with it there. But I saw they wanted a contribution of hats and mittens, and I'm like, by the time we get these hats and mittens to them, they're going to be back in the '60s. So I get it, and I wouldn't want to be in that situation. I mean, for Pete's sakes, we've been in sub-0 degrees for the last 2 weeks, and I didn't need hat and mittens, and that doesn't. And I get it. Would a Texan store hat and mittens for that special occasion? I was hearing how some Texans hadn't seen snow for 30 years. Are they going to keep it in a box? What a time capsule that is. Can you imagine putting hat and mittens on from 30 years ago?
Yeah, I see where you're going. No, if somebody could have delivered those hats and mittens a couple of days ago, that would have been. I saw kids playing in the snow. I bet they had 3 pairs of sweatpants on and their best boots that maybe dad's boots he works in. I don't know. And a coat. They had a coat on. I suppose you get a coat somewhere, but and not that Northern Texas does that, but you guys, you do work hard, and we appreciate it, and we're here for you. We do. I'm just going to throw it out. We've had some private donations on the side as well. I was going to call our fundraiser Fill the Freezer, because before all this other stuff hit, they had lost a freezer full of everything. And then the power went out. And so I was going to call it Fill the Freezer for our friends, but it's bigger than that. It's pay the rent and help us with the bills while we're at home with our newborn baby. So I just got a little backlash. Here's the deal. I get it if you can't give or you don't want to give. I get that. It's okay. I don't give to everything either. This is our mission. This is what we do. We help to lighten the load when we can. Lightening the load keeps some of those old icky bad thoughts from creeping back in. Less for some of us to worry about, helps us focus on the good and keep moving forward and being here for our families and friends. So that's what we want to do. And if you can, that's great. If you can't or you don't want to, that's great too. We are fine with that. But go ahead and look for it on Facebook or contact one of us on the side. We're here. We have Venmo, PayPal, and then Facebook fundraiser. So
When did
there it is.
I get it. Maybe that's what it was. Our names came back on. That's weird.
Oh, look at that. When you have the banner, maybe.
No.
StreamYard's one cool thing. What do you got? You got anything else, Mark?
Yeah, well, I mean, ultimately, it's our mission. We are the People's Patriot Project, and this is an opportunity to be part of something bigger than you. And it's always about we. It's a collaboration. Me and Andrea and the people that works with the People's Patriot Project, we don't get to do the things we get to do without the people that are giving and helping. And we need the proactive boots on the ground. It is a call to action. We do need help. Again, we've got technical needs. We've got paperwork needs. We have shopping needs, to be honest with you. There is a niche for anyone that has, some spare time, spare dollars. It would be great. We are the beacon of hope for a lot that are maybe just having a moment in their life. Not every veteran or first responders has dealt with their moment. Some may never deal with their moment, and some have enough stacked up on them and are carrying a load that's heavy enough that it's hard to see anything positive moving into the next day. So come on board, be part of the solution. And ultimately, Andrea said it earlier, remember, it's just not enough. We've lost a lot of amazing people in our country who have sacrificed some and who have sacrificed all. And our hearts go out to those families. Our hearts go out to those that are missing someone in their life because of the choice of service. Hearts go out to those that have to pick up the pieces when it's not always so grand. And so remember, it's not enough. And with that, we'll see you on Sunday with We Got Your 6 at 6. We'll see some of you tomorrow out as Ice Holes and Heroes. And we'll stay warm and we'll catch some critters. And those that are interested, we are starting off at 8:30 in a little town called Hanover, Minnesota. I'll just put it out there now. We didn't Big Boar Barbecue. They got an amazing breakfast, and we'll meet there. And then there's a couple other businesses. We're excited to share it with you. We will see you when the smoke clears. Patriot Pride.